I love you more than I love myself.
Is your favorite rapper of all time? Go!
Biggie Smalls is the illest.
Occasionally, I do something called the 5-star shout out. I love to say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in you can't make you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Top of the morning to everybody out there. How's everybody doing this morning? I know we started off just a tad bit late, but we here to fulfill your morning craving of the Side Jawn. Everybody needs a Side Jawn early Saturday morning. Makes their day go by very well. And as y'all know, I'm here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl.
Good morning. Getting everybody hear me all right. I'm glad to be here. Saturday, my favorite day of the week. Glad to see you. Glad to have our special guest here today.
That's
Very
right.
special guest. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Art to Start podcast in the building. JD is in the house, aka On My Mama, aka Gucciani is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. Clap it
Oh,
up.
now top of the top. Good looking for having me, y'all. Appreciate you. Long time no see, Mrs. Chocolate Girl. 100%. Congrats on the Steelers on what they doing. I know they lost last week, but it's a hell of a season for y'all. 100. I love to see what's going on. I love the story. We call Aaron Rodgers the story, so I love to see that. 100%. My mama, my dog team 6-2. Yeah, man, we finna have a beautiful week 9 tomorrow, y'all.
Man, y'all definitely is gonna have a beautiful week. Not me. I'm gonna sit back and watch y'all.
Oh yeah, y'all on the bye. My bad, big Brad.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about if anybody getting the ball too much or not getting the ball too much.
No. I ain't got to worry about too much. But one thing we do on this show each and every Saturday morning, we ask everybody exactly how has your week been. And JD, with you being our guest, we're gonna start with you. I mean, well, you ain't a guest, you're more like family, but we're gonna start with you since you know what I mean it's been a while since you've been on the show. How has your week been?
Everything been good. I appreciate you for asking, man. 100%. Everything been good. No complaints. It went by pretty fast. It was a little rough this week. This is my first time saying it on camera. My daughter got into a little fender bender on her way to work on Thursday, you know what I mean? And she said she was 5 minutes away from the job, you know what I mean? Thank goodness, praise to God 100% that everybody got to walk away from the, you know what I mean, from the incident. 100%, you know what I mean? Me up just based on, you know, because I done been in multiple, you know what I mean, and we see car accidents all the time. So, you know what I mean, it was other than that, you know what I mean? She said she only had a little bruise on her arm, more shook up than anything. The car hurt them more than anything else. So, yeah, other than that, man, I was on the grill late last night. Me and wifey had the R&B slapping outside, had a few little drinks on the grill. We're going to do it again today. So, hey, other than that, man, I had a beautiful week. And then, you know, we got one more day. Like I said, week 9 vibes. You know, I'm a big fantasy football player. So, you know, I'm excited for the games. We're getting close to these fantasy football playoffs. So, everything great, big bro. 100%, man. So I appreciate you for asking.
That's good. That's good. Now, y'all get that tri-tip out there, right? Now, could you break down what tri-tip is? Because I was trying to tell some folks, but I couldn't really get to it. What is tri-tip?
It's a part of the cow. I don't know exactly what part of the cow it come from, but it's a nice little piece of meat. Pause. What's you get it about 3 pounds, and I go to the Costco and it's already seasoned. But you can go to any of your local grocery store and get it, right there, and you throw your own seasoning on there. 100%. You can smoke it, throw it on the grill, throw it in the oven. 100%. But yeah, it's just a part of the cow. I don't know exactly what part it come from, but yeah, one of the homies in here might say what part of the cow it is, but it's fire though, big bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to explain to people. I was like, yeah, in the West Coast, they got tri-tip. You know what I mean? I was like, we don't have tri-tip out here like that.
Yeah, that's what Jay Will was telling me because when I
Yeah.
was telling him that I get the
season joint
from Costco, he's like, man, they don't sell it out here.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm like, what the?
No, they ain't got tri-tip out here. And I was trying to explain. I was like, yeah, my homies in the West Coast, they get that tri-tip. They barbecue, get that tri-tip. They love that tri-tip. I ain't never had it. Wow. I was like, we don't really have it out here.
That's crazy. When you touch down, that's when we go throw in the grill.
Yeah, man, I can see what it's hitting for.
Matter of fact, when we was at the draft, Kidda had made some. I didn't get a chance to taste it on everything, but yeah, they said he threw down on the tri-tip.
Okay. When y'all was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Man, I missed a good one on that one. I ain't missing no more.
It's an annual, so you got the open door policy.
Yeah, I ain't missing no more. Ginger Ninja, what's going on, baby?
Top of the morning, big bro.
I'm in the morning to using this thing here, using this chat early. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Tri-tip is the bottom strand of the cow. Okay. Sirloin of the cow. I'm sorry.
Here we go.
Thank you, Ginger Ninja.
I don't know.
I ain't know that. You ever had tri-tip, Sharon?
I don't know. I may have. Because my mother was an expert chef of a cook, so I don't know. I may have it, just don't know. Have no idea.
Have it with some asparagus and maybe some mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, or maybe some corn on the cob on the grill. Oh yeah, everything.
Man, that's definitely good. Sharon, how was your week, Sharon?
I've had a good week. It's pretty good. It's Halloween week. Every Halloween I say I'm gonna plan ahead and get a costume and dress up and all that, right? And every year I don't do it. I don't know what that is about, but anyway.
You're probably gonna have to do it next year because you're in that stepping group. So they're gonna have. I know they probably had a stepping Halloween costume party.
They did. Yeah,
right.
We did, but I didn't. I had the day that they had it though. I had to work, so I couldn't even make it. But what we did is we dressed as as grandmas and grandpas, older people, and they had canes, they had walkers, they had gray wigs on, the whole nine. It was cute. I've seen the videos and they're pretty good. But by the way, send Marcus that link, the show link. He said he'll come on. But I can't send it to him because something's going on with my laptop today, y'all. That's why
give me a second. I'll be right. Go, y'all keep talking.
Keep bouncing out and bouncing back in. I don't know what's going on. But anyway,
StreamYard don't want us to be great. That's all it is.
I have a love-hate relationship with StreamYard.
Oh, wow.
There's times that I really love it, and then other days it just does not agree with me or my Wi-Fi, and I don't know what it is. And it also depends on whose StreamYard I'm on. Yeah. I don't ever have problem with my own StreamYard. Never. I never have a problem with it. But somebody else's, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I had a great week. Got to see my grandbaby yesterday. He was dressed as Mario, from Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
He was Mario. And I think he was he Luigi? Maybe he was Luigi. What's the one that got the biggest hair?
I know him by the red and the green. So Mario the red one, and then Luigi the green one. I can't.
Okay, well he was Luigi then. He was Luigi because he has a big fro. He had a head full of hair, right? So he had this big old, and he had a little hat on. He looked so cute. But anyway,
that's right.
So got to do that last night. It was kind of cold, so we cut it kind of short. But yeah, it was a good time. I didn't get to see my sister much this week, but I did talk to her. Work's been busy. I don't know if you know, JD, but I'm in insurance. I'm in property insurance.
Okay.
And every time there's a hurricane anywhere remotely close to the East Coast, we start getting really, really busy because people panic. And all of a sudden they want to up their coverage. They want to do this. They want to do that. And so we get really busy. So it's been a busy week. Praying for those people in Jamaica. I'm just
100%.
Have you seen any pictures of the devastation out there, man? It's really bad.
I don't think I want to see them. 100%.
Yeah, man. It's not cool. Not cool. But yeah. So anyway, that's how my week has been. Trying to get back into football. It's been hard for me though, JD. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today is the reason why. I've just, with things going on in the country. Yeah, okay, let me explain. First of all, I was born in June. With my birthday, I'm a Cancer. And Cancer people, especially women, are highly emotional, connected to emotion and feeling type of people. That's just how we are. We're very nurturing. We care about everybody, want everybody to win, want everybody to be all right. And when people around me are not all right, then I'm not all right.
Right.
You know, I can be great. You know, my checks are flowing. I don't have a lot of debt. Only thing I have is medical debt. I don't have much to complain about in life. I have a pretty good life. But what if I was one of those people losing benefits and stuff? Yes, I know at the last minute what the court said, but there are people today not getting their money still. And it's just, I just wonder what these people are going to do. And it's really something. And then, you know, you got places that'll service people, but that'll run out. It's not going to be forever. You know what I mean? So it's been difficult for me to really get into the last couple of weeks of the NFL like I usually am. You know me, JD. I'm usually all in it, ready to talk about it.
Terrible
you know, I'm all about my Steelers, all about it, right? I just haven't felt it. I just been really worried about the state of the union, so to speak. So
100%.
State of the
anyway,
union.
the state of the union.
I mean, over here where I'm at, you know, they it's called Proposition 50. And so, you know, they're trying to reborder the voting lines for congressionals to get these seats and whatnot right now. So it's like a little in-state war right now with this proposition. And, you know, other states is going through that, changing the lines. They did it in Texas, you know what I mean? But they putting us against each other. 100%.
Well, they did it here, JD. They did it. All started in North Carolina. We were first to do this craziness.
Right.
About 3 or 4 years ago, we did it.
Wow.
And because we have a Republican majority, and they can't win without cheating. Not here. They can't. They cannot, because the majority of people here, we are really right about the 50-50 mark. We might be 55% Democrat as a state, but it's been, you know, all the Democrats don't vote though. See, that's the problem. A lot of people don't vote. Right. You know, they just don't. And so the last several years now, it's been a Republican majority. And now this year, because the president told them to, they redid these maps. And what they did, let me tell you how serious it is here in North Carolina. They literally took neighborhoods with high minority populations. They did it by neighborhood. They drilled down to the numbers of Black, Latino, Asian, all kind of minorities. Right. And they took the highest concentration of them, broke them into pieces, and split them and joined them with the most rural, whitest counties. That's what they did. They took a little piece of each of these bigger pieces and put this little piece in this big piece so they'll get swallowed up. And so now we really literally don't have a voice in the state.
That's how they doing out here, because you know, out in California, it's a whole lot of open land. And so, you know, when you got them open lands, I ain't gonna say too much, but we can get put 2 and 2 together. But they trying to take and put them, just like how you said, what other stuff. Right.
That's right. And that's what they did here. And it's done now. It's done. There's very little that we can do
100%.
about it,
And
except for just get mad and protest and scream about it. But it's not much we can do about it at this point, right? But but I still believe in the system, and I have faith. Something's gonna happen. Something's about to change, because enough is enough. 100%. So with you in California with the Prop 50, where that came from was Texas changing their maps. And then after they did it, okay, well, Gavin was like, well, shoot, y'all can do it. We have a Democratic majority here, so let's do it here.
Right. But
see, now everybody all upset. But you weren't upset when y'all did it.
Right.
Say it, Dennis. It was cool when
they do it.
That's right. And but it's not. But when somebody else has the ability and the wherewithal to do it, now, you're being shady. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's corrupt. Really? You don't say. Right. So anyway, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. 100%.
I don't like that. I don't like it, man. This is some. My thing is, if you, it's like a job. If you believe that you can do a great job, and you do it, then you get promoted on your own merits. But if you really don't think that you're that good enough, then I gotta cheat. You gotta go cheat somebody out of their stuff or salt their game to boost you up. Then are you really any good? No.
But you are good at cheating. That's what you are.
And you play the game that the other people that's playing in that establishment as well, because sometimes that's what it has to take for them to fall under to the program. You know what I mean? When you got somebody at the top, if they do that same shady stuff, they also want the people around them to do the same shady stuff, because they don't want to get exposed for what they got going on. 100%. Sometimes everybody that's qualified for the job, they don't get it just based on that they are the clean cut person and do want to make the change happen or do want to have, the right things happening. But yeah, they're going to get passed up just based on they not a part of the program, that the program is 100%. Got to be quiet and fall in line, and that's where the corruption comes from. 100%. It trickles down. You see it all the time, especially in local government. These small governments always getting corrupted.
Yeah, you're right.
It was with all this going on, right? I've had a couple conversations that made a couple people uncomfortable, because they, it was some people out there just saying, I don't know what y'all so, there's always some crazy people saying some stuff like, I don't know what y'all mad at the government shut down for anyway. All they did was cut off the food stamps. They ain't do nothing.
No.
This is what I'm saying to him. He just going on. And he like, they ain't do nothing but cut off the food stamps. And that was for black people. I said, no, the food stamps wasn't for black people. I said, if you pay attention to the food stamp fraud that happens every year, it's always all white people on there. Always. Anytime it's food stamp fraud, it's always a bunch of white people on there. Every single time.
But you can't tell. You can't convince them of that, though.
And I'll be sitting there and I see it, and I was like, they went down for food stamp fraud? Like, this is crazy. Well, it used to, and I was like, there's people out there that are working for the government, not getting paid until the government shutdown is over. So they have to continue working on furlough until the government shutdown is over. I said, there's a lot of that going on. I said, now imagine you work for the government and they told you got to keep working, but you ain't getting paid.
They only get paid once a month.
Some of them.
Well, all depends on where you're working. You can opt for the 1st or the 15th. In the military, you can opt for the 1st or the 15th.
All right.
30 days a long time. I used to have to get my ex-wife. I used to have to get my ex-wife because she was like, let's just get paid with one time. And it's a lump sum. You might get like, $5,000. Like, this is great. I go, yeah, but that's gonna last for 30 days. 30 days a long time.
Long time.
A long time.
And Marcus, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Marcus.
Top of the morning, big bro.
Well, how y'all
Welcome
doing,
to the
man?
show, Marcus.
Good morning. Top of the morning to everybody. But yeah, you know, you be living like a king for them first 10 days. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the movie. Let's go do this. Let's go do. And them last 10 to 12 days.
Wait.
You better get your budget together. You better get them budgeting skills up.
Hey, listen, I always tell people pay them bills early. Get them out the way. Because they coming.
Yeah.
They coming. Get them out the way.
$5,000, that $5,000, you be like, man, this is great. And then you gotta try to ration. You gotta try to ration, them last couple of weeks. But it's just tough. And here's the sad thing about this with this whole government shutdown thing, and we keep going through this. Look, vote for who you want to vote for, but understand there's consequences. Some people are starting to see now the consequences. All these farmers, they're about to lose their farms. All these people, like Dennis, to reiterate what you were saying, the black population of the United States is like between 14 and 16%. Did y'all know that? The entire United States population is 14 to 16%. So, when they use these numbers, they try to use these inflated numbers and change the narrative. The welfare, the black welfare queen. Well, it's not the black welfare queen. It's the white the white trailer park trash, the white trailer park trash Becky that's getting all the benefits. But they want to change that narrative. The people who get the most abortions, it's not the black welfare queen. It's the young white girl. So a lot of these narratives. The most people in prison are white people. Well, you got a lot of black people in there. Well, yeah, there are a lot of black people in there, but once again, it's the narrative because you have this has been proven. This isn't presumptuous. This isn't speculation. Blacks and Latinos are given stiffer penalties for the same crimes. There are still people in prison. There are still people in prison that are in prison for marijuana charges, even though a lot of the country has switched over to making weed legal. But you're the drug dealer. You're the drug dealer. It's all of this stuff that's been fed to us, and people have these thoughts on things, and they're just not educated to it. But now, because your ignorance, and when I say ignorance, that means lack of knowledge. And some of it is not ignorance. It's just I'll say this: willful ignorance. Your sound is off, bro. Your sound is off.
Yeah, you're on mute, Bogey.
So there's consequence. Some of these people, they're going to have to pay consequences because a lot of this stuff that's happening right now, you were warned. You were warned. You were warned about your health care. You were warned about social programs. You were warned about, and he puts the most unqualified people in positions of powers. A goofball like Pete Hegseth, who couldn't lead a pack of mice to a cheese factory. Linda McMahon, the wrestler, Vince McMahon's wife, the wrestling lady, is in charge of the secretary. She's the secretary of education. You know what I'm saying? It's like he went and got the most Christy Nome, the dog killer. She's what was RFK Jr. I mean, it's like the rogue gallery. It's like a Batman,
a bad guy.
Rogues gallery. Okay, what to do? We're gonna put the Joker in charge of mental health. What could possibly go wrong? With the Joker in charge of mental health.
Two-Face is the Attorney General.
Two-Face, the mayor of Gotham City. Like he
might even see the DA,
unqualified people.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Two-Face actually is the attorney. It's Harvey.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Because, you know, and you can't just be for justice when it's against people you don't like. And in America, it's almost embarrassing. I don't know if y'all saw this.
Selective politics.
Was it Prince Andrew? Prince Andrew?
Yes.
They stripped him of his royal title.
His daddy did it. Well, it wasn't even that. His daddy did it. His own daddy said, "We're not having this."
No, that's his brother.
I mean, his brother. Yeah. His brother.
Okay,
did
which
it.
Prince?
His brother's the king.
Girl?
I've been calling him Prince. We've been calling him Prince Charles for so long. It's King Charles now.
Yeah, he's king now.
He's the king now.
Oh shit! Is that the one that's married to old girl?
Yeah, to the old lady, old broad.
Yeah, the old broad. Yeah.
So
I forget he's the king now.
Yeah, King Charles. He stripped his brother, Prince Andrew. He's just Andy now. he's just Andy now. There ain't no Prince. He's like
he don't even call him Andy. He took off. He just calls him And. Just Andy.
Yeah.
But the big deal is he stripped him of that title because he's affiliated with Epstein. Yeah. But here in America, we elected somebody president who's affiliated with him. So how does that make us look as a nation? I don't vote for his ass, but still, as a nation, look how we look. We look real dumb now, really dumb.
Exactly. And the thing is,
that's kind of how we've always looked to them, though. You know what I mean? Being Americans.
No, there's a like. Look, and I know a lot of people, they're not going to like this. This is look. I do a sports show. This is a political show, so I'm gonna say some things that y'all probably ain't gonna like. Some people ain't gonna like. I'll be respectful, but some of y'all,
it's a reactionary show, so you know, people.
Some of y'all. Some of y'all are failing an open book test. Some of y'all failed the assignment. Some of y'all failed the assignment, and y'all are starting to. So it was an open book test. You saw the way this man acted in his first term, and you said to yourself, "Cool, let's do it again. Let's run it back." That's what y'all said to yourself, and only now at the end do you see the consequences. See, a lot of times people, they be doing stuff because they don't feel consequences. They can call you the N. They can call you the N word on the telephone.
No, Marcus. Some of these same people are still supporting this man.
That's what I'm saying.
Some of these same people are still walking around here saying, "Well, I agree with the shutdown. Well, I agree with this. I agree with what they're doing to the ICE doing all of this. I agree. No, you don't. You agree because you think it's against what you don't like. That's what you think.
That's what
they don't understand is that come January the 1st, they're about to find out when all the rest of the stuff from that big ass, ugly ass bill come out and they start feeling it. They're gonna know then. Because the Republicans are smart now. They made the effective dates of these changes for after the election. They did it on purpose.
Yeah.
They did it on purpose. So these people rolling around here skinning and grinning, thinking everybody, it's them that's suffering, not me. You just wait. Wait.
Here's the other thing, too. Back to the thing with Hegseth. I don't know if y'all saw this. Yes, because Biden never put unqualified people in position of power. Politics are stupid. Just know that the puppet you see is just a.
But see, it's the thinking like that is why we in this position right now.
That's the thing that gets me.
People walking around saying politics is stupid. That makes a lot of sense. Put your
face to your comment. Put your face to your comment.
No, you don't have to. I don't even want to know who said it. But because it just shows their real ignorance.
Unqualified people. The thing that always gets me is the whataboutism. The whataboutism. The whataboutism.
Hypothetically speaking.
But here's the thing that gets me. So not even just that. What would happen? And what would happen if Barack Obama just unanimously decided to level a part of the White House with no anything. Politics
How
is
dare
stupid.
you? He's a black man.
Can you imagine if Barack Obama?
They would have impeached him. They would have impeached him just for doing that.
This man leveled up. This man leveled part of the White House with no you now. So the people. So there's going to be a lot of people out there, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I research stuff like this. This is what I do. So to make any changes to the White House, you are a temporary resident. You're a temporary resident. You can't go up in there. So you can't go up there. You're the president. Be like, okay, I'm going to paint the White House black. I'm the president. You are a temporary resident of the White House.
It's the people's house.
So you have to. So to make any type of cosmetic changes, you have to like go through the park services. He didn't do that. He's just like, I'm doing this.
I was just about to ask, who's the authority? Like,
it's federal property.
Yeah, like if you're
it ain't the president's property, it's the government. It's
exactly.
the US.
I want to respond to
there are checks and hold up, Marcus. There are checks and balances for a reason. The president cannot go around here unilaterally making the decisions that he's been making. What he's done is broken many statutes, not just two, many, and he's still doing it. And the Congress, who has the authority to keep him from doing these things, is sitting by letting him do it, as at least his party is. The Democrats just don't have enough votes to get him to stop. And they know it. It's the same thing that's happening in my state. It's North Carolina on a national scale. That's what it is.
That is crazy that you put
so
it like
people
that.
Can talk all they want. They can bash the Democrats all they want. They can call the Democratic Party nothing but a big plantation. They can say the Democrats ain't done nothing for black people for 50 years. They can lie. They can say all the shit they want. I would die first before you ever see me support the Republican Party, and I'm sitting here as a black woman. No way in hell.
Hey, my thing is though, is just the blatant fraud though. 100%. When I'm in the state of California, right? My governor and my president is beefing like they are on different games. 100%, bro. Right? So when you got the state of California and the governor that run this, that got $24 billion in the last 7 years that can't be accounted for just for homeless. We have one of the worstest homeless population ever. And if you think at the main cities in this state, that is probably some of the beautiful cities in this country, 100%, and it's blatant fraud, and that's just on homelessness. Then when we just kick this show off, we talking about stamps, right? We talking about food stamps, EBT. I remember when the stamp book used to come. 100%. So when you got people that's using social security numbers for people that is 1 year old getting $1,500 or whatever they get, or if they're 200 years old and still getting a check in stamps, it's blatant fraud that's going on. So when we talk about us being about trillions of dollars in debt and we getting loans and all types of stuff, the money you got in your pocket ain't worth nothing because of us being in debt. The fraud in here has to be stopped, bro. And it's local government and it's the U.S. government. There has to be some way we have to get back to being the powerful nation that we used to be. So no matter what side of the blue or red you're on, we got to get back to being the most powerful nation there is, because we are kind of like not where we used to be right now, bro. And I love my country, no matter where I voted or who y'all voted for, 100%.
And like, if you look at in history, they either rule with, nations are either ruled by fear or they're ruled by, some presented version of democracy. When I say presented version, because it's never usually the case, and going back to what Marcus was saying earlier about ignorance, saying like, I mean, ignorance is kind of a choice. Like when he said, when we have it's an open book test, people are, people are they're not as naive as they think they are. They're more ignorant than anything because they're choosing to not know. You know what I mean? Like ignorance is bliss is an actual saying that people comfort themselves with. You know what I'm saying? And once they start finding out, once that ignorance becomes actual knowledge, and they're like, oh shit, it's too late. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying though. With all of the access to information nowadays, if you don't keep yourself informed, then that's on you. That's on you. But my biggest issue is when I read in the comment section where it's like, well, both parties are clowns. To me, that's a defeatist attitude because look, you have one party that's
our buddy Lee
that's fucking shit up. And look, I try to keep it clean, but you have to look at this. You can't say, look, all of these movies that we watch and these pop culture movies, you look at Lord of the Rings, and you look at the Hunger Games, and you look at Star Wars, and you look at with Star Wars, you can't just be like, well, the Sith and the Jedi, they're both bad. Darth Sidious and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, they're all the same. No, they're not all the same. You can't look, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you have to look at the party that's actually doing stuff that's really fucking shit up. These people that like Trump pardoning Santos, he just pardoned Santos. He just pardoned this cryptocurrency dude. He's talking about pardoning Diddy. Even black folks who loved Diddy's music back in the day and Bad Boy Records is like, hell nah. He needs to be in prison. So he's pardoning all of these people. He's putting all of these people. He pardoned the January 6th rioters. Okay. Well, it was the FBI. They just let them in. Do you know who was in charge of the FBI on January the 6th? It wasn't Joe Biden, folks. It was Donald Trump's FBI director. So when you sit up here and you play the both sides are the same, that's part of the problem. Or when you just sit back and you're just like, well, my vote doesn't matter. Your vote does matter. That's why they're so hell-bent on trying to take it away from you. Because if you get enough people going in the right direction, then they can't stop that. But when you give people power who are taking care of the rich like Trump, hooking up his buddies like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all of these boys while they cut your health care. Oh, I have a plan to replace the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. He's been saying that for 10 years. He's got all of the power right now. The Republicans have the Senate. The Republicans have the Supreme Court. So don't tell me you can't get things. Oh, it's the Democrats' fault. Fool! You have the majority in all of in all branches of government. You have the power. The Republicans have the power in all branches of government. So you can't put this on the Democrats. You cannot put this on the Democrats. You have a majority in the Senate, a majority in the House of Representatives. You have a 6-3 majority in the Supreme Court. So don't tell me that the Democrats are messing stuff up. Don't tell me that the Democrats are messing stuff up. So you can sit up there. You can sit. It's like Mr. Miyagi said on The Karate Kid. Stay on one side of the road, you safe. Stay on the other side of the road, you safe. You stay in the middle of the road, get squished just like a grape. Some of y'all are sitting right in the middle. Oh, well, both sides are bad. No, you have one side right now that are tearing shit up. They're tearing up the FBI. They're tearing up the Department of Education. They're tearing down healthcare. And you're sitting up there and you are condoning it. You're condoning it because you are lethargic. We have to be, that's why when somebody says the term woke.
I got something for you, big bro. I hate to cut you off. I'm in the state of California, bro. Okay. You know what? In Southern California, at that border,
yeah.
You know where that's at, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? At that border of Southern California, right?
Yeah.
So when you let people come in here that's not born here and allow them to come and get what we kick the show off with is government assistance, right? That government assistance isn't for them, right? Now, hold up. One more thing, too. I'm going to tell you how they cook in the books. Now they come in and get licenses. When you got a license in the state of California or a government ID, you know what that allow you to do?
Apply for all kind of shit.
It allows you to vote, and you wasn't even born here. We got people. You just said something about our convicted criminals for weed when they got felonies on their record. They can't go vote. It get hard for them to get jobs, but yet we allowing these people to come in here, get all type of assistance, and then vote for a certain party that they votes don't even count. I'm in the state where they do that at now, big bro.
I got
so
you.
that goes back to my point about fraud on both sides. We got to eliminate that.
Okay, I got you. Well, guess what? You live on a border state.
That's legally here. If they came here legally, I'm not talking about them. And I'm talking about the people that was born here that have rights that since the government is shut down, they ain't getting their stamps. 100%. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people that aren't supposed to be getting that. Fraud on both sides.
I got you. Well, I also live in a border state. I live in Texas on El Paso.
There it is. There. Talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a red. So I live in a red state on the border. I live in a red state.
Before you got on the show, we was talking about the border things that the lines that's about to get crossed. We got out here in Prop 50, bro. So when y'all did that, it counteracted our governor to try and push the same thing, big bro.
They're responding to what they're responding to what the Republicans are doing in Texas. That is the response to what they're doing in Texas.
In my state,
it's called gerrymandering.
Look, hold on. In my state, the Congress, the Dems have 44 seats and the Republicans only got 9. Now, if this Proposition 50 passed, they only gonna lose or they only gonna gain 5 seats, the Dems is 100%. And then when you give up these rights, we don't get to vote for it again for another 6 years, and then the census ain't for another 10 years.
Okay, here's
2030 something.
Marcus, what was that term you just said, Marcus?
What about isms? What about isms?
You were just saying it right now. If that's going on in Texas, you were like, it's called
gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering.
In Massachusetts in 18 something. That was the first state to ever do it. I just watched a whole video about this proposition.
Okay, y'all talk about y'all are talking about the state of California. Right. Do you know that California is the 4th largest economy?
It's been there for the world. My life. He was at 5. We just went up like 3 years. It's been like that my whole life.
So you're talking about
bro. Why do we have the great exodus of California, bro? Governor Newsom make it hard for us to do business. Joe Rogan, Elon, you just said Elon Musk. We're all in Texas, bro. We can't do no business here.
I'm watching all the companies move out. All the tech companies
great exodus, bro. And we the number 4. We got. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I just went down a rabbit hole because, like I said, I just watched the thing on Prop 50. Look, our state income tax is 10%. 65% of our general fund in 2022 and 2023 come from state taxes. I just told y'all from the last 7 years, 24 billion of homeless funds is gone. Don't nobody know where it's at. Fraud. Look, bruh.
I wish I had some of that money.
We can talk about these
and here's the thing.
But I'm talking about U.S. citizens.
Let me respond. Your anger is directed at the wrong folks, kinfolk. Y'all. Here's the thing. Let me finish. Y'all's the thing with me that gets me is y'all's anger is directed at the wrong folks. Y'all get mad at people about SNAP benefits, but you ain't mad when you give Elon Musk total access to your information. When you're giving tax breaks to Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, you're worried about some fucking SNAP benefits when you got people who are robbing you. Who are robbing you blind. They're robbing you blind.
You can't do that.
I saw this little cartoon one time. It was like this. It was this rich man. He was like, he had the cookies. And he goes, "Don't let that immigrant get your cookies." And he got like 5 cookies. That's what you sound like right now, brother. And this, no offense to you, y'all be worried, y'all be angry about the wrong shit. You got people like Trump, again, like Trump, who's enriching his entire family.
Your taxes that you pay. So the money that you pay to your state and your federal government,
do you know what Donald
you want that money to go to motherfuckers that don't deserve it.
We have a thing called the emoluments. Let me finish. The emolument.
Wait. Hold it. I want to answer.
You have the emoluments clause.
Questions.
You are not
hold
supposed
on
to.
A second.
You're not supposed to enrich yourself through the office.
No, you're not.
North Carolina,
but hold up, Marcus, and hold up, JD. Let me tell you something about this whole tax question. People are always yelling. Americans are always running all over the country talking about my tax dollars. You don't know how sick and tired I am of hearing my tax dollars. What do I mean? Do y'all remember in the pandemic when they first came out with the vaccine and how everybody was yelling, "Don't take the vax, don't take the vax. We don't know what's in it. I don't know what's in it." Damn it, you don't know what's in a Tylenol pill. You don't know what's in it, but you'll take it. If you go to the doctor and the doctor says you have hold it. If you go to the doctor says you got cancer, and this is the drug I recommend you take. You're not going to turn down that drug because you don't know what the fuck is in it. You're going to take it. I know, as a 6-time cancer survivor, I can tell you, I know that's the truth. You're not going to do that. So when people are always talking about my tax dollars, you don't know what the hell your tax dollars is going for. You really don't know where every penny of your tax dollars is going for.
Right.
So the answer to your question, hold it, JD.
The part that I do know where it's going.
So what I'm saying,
hold it. Nobody that don't deserve it.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you when I'm talking.
Hey, that's a little bit.
So what I'm saying to you, JD, is nobody wants their tax dollars to go to somebody who doesn't deserve it. That's the answer to your question. Exactly. Nobody wants that. Not Marcus, not you, not nobody on the show. Nobody wants that. But I'll tell you what I really don't. Let me tell you what I really don't want. I don't want my voting rights taken away more. I'd rather have Cruella, who lives in a nice house, getting food stamp benefits off of my tax dollars, than I would rather my voting rights be taken away because this motherfucker's in office. You see what I'm saying? So
but
when this
dude,
hold it,
it's
my time, JD. Let me finish. You can answer when I'm done. What I'm saying is, you gotta sit up here and weigh what's most important. You sitting up here talking about, like Marcus said, it's not a blast on you personally, JD. What I'm saying is, this person getting away with SNAP benefits who shouldn't have it is not breaking you. But what's breaking you is the fact that the richest 1% of Americans in this country got a fucking tax break, but yours and mine and ours went up. Quadruple some people's. The tax, I do taxes for people. I had people sitting at my desk crying because they couldn't pay their tax bill. They didn't know what the hell they were going to do. Why? Because they didn't know that his tax plan got rid of their tax credits. They were sitting up here waiting on this big tax return, and they ended up owing $1,500. This woman was a single mama with 2 kids at home, and she had a child at home, and she lost her child tax credit.
Where's the Doge money at?
Taken away, and why was it taken away? Because of his tax plan. So while he's out here getting rid of these Peasley people who are frauding the SNAP benefit program.
It's
He's
not
also
only
costing
frauding
all
the,
of
it's
you
not
higher
only
taxes
frauding
and
the
getting
SNAP
no
benefits.
returns that you're counting on.
It's not only frauding the SNAP benefits. You're blatantly cooking the books for your party by allowing people come in here that's not supposed to be
Where's
here.
Where's your Doge check at? Because Elon, hang on. I see. This was the big thing y'all were talking about. Oh, the Department of Government Efficiency.
Which is
The
a bogus department. It's not even a real department.
That was the term y'all were just loving. Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. We're gonna clean up all of this tax and waste. We're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna find all of this mismanagement of funds. Where's your Doge check at? Where's your Doge check at?
I mean,
where's the no, hang on. Where's the
I ain't saying my check.
You give Donald Trump and you let him have get Elon Musk, who's not a fucking government employee. Oh, by the way, a lot of these government departments that were going after him for tax evasion and all of this shit, the kickbacks that he was getting, they give him total access to your fucking information. Oh, what we're gonna do? We're gonna find all of the waste and fraud and mismanagement at, and then what we're gonna do with all the money that we found in the mismanagement of funds? We're gonna cut you a check. Where's your Doge check at? Where's the arrest at? No. You're sitting over there laughing. Where's your Doge check?
That's what he said. That's what he said he was going to do.
Hey, look, bro, waiting on a Doge check, and you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking Doge check.
I'm talking
just
about,
like I didn't care about no damn stimulus check.
Where's the arrest at?
Hey, that's a fucking mirage. Don't nobody give a fuck about no $2,000 check,
no,
bro.
It wasn't a mirage because people voted on that. They're like, oh,
people voted on that.
And that motherfucking damn campaign talking about he going to give you no $2,000 check.
Yes, he did.
Not just that.
He
said he was going to
did
for somebody because you thought you was going to get a
$2,000. He did say that, though, JD. He said that.
You're going in circles, sir. You're going in circles.
He did say that. If people said that they voted for that.
If we're going to have a debate, hang on. If we're going to have a debate, we have to have a debate based in reality. Okay? Not assumptions and things like that. So let me ask you this, just yes or no. Did he say when he was campaigning, did he say that he would find the waste and mismanagement? Yes or no? Did he say that? Okay. Yes. Did he say that he would lower gas and food prices? Yes or no? On day one? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Hold on. Let me say something too, bruh, because I'm in here in the state of California where our gas prices are $1.50 higher than the national average.
Okay.
The federal tax or the federal don't got nothing to do with our gas prices right here. So when you talk about him campaigning right there, and you got a mandate by 2035 that every state car has to be electrical, ain't no way that infrastructure is going to
electrical. They didn't say electrical.
Use a damn lie, bro.
They said lower emissions. He said lower.
Look, bro, hold on. Let me, bro. I live in this state.
There's an initiative.
Hold on. Let me
by
speak.
2035.
I own a business where I have small equipment. Right. Okay. In 2024, that got banned out. So all the motherfucking people that's in my business that can't buy no more of that equipment, and you got to switch over to electrical. What if people don't got that capital? So when you're talking about the EV, the gas prices and stuff like that being controlled by the president, it's not like that, bro. Because we have a mandated thing. Our local government does that.
Okay.
Wait, Marcus.
Your equipment is so expensive. The part of the reason why your equipment is so expensive, let me help you out. I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you now. The reason why your equipment's so expensive because the dumb fuck president has put fucking tariffs on everything.
Did you just hear what I just said? The gas-powered equipment got banned. You can't buy it here in California because of an electrical mandate. Now, this small engine equipment is done. Now, by 2030 or 2040, All cars in California is damn near had to be all electrical. You don't have the infrastructure for that. Gas-powered equipment, cars been on the road ever since the car's been here, right? 100%. So in 20 years, you can mandate and make every car electrical car. Man, come on, bro. He's making it hard for people out here to do business. And I'm not talking about the presidency. I'm talking about what our governor and his policies have messed up, bro. 100%.
Okay, got you. Wait a minute, Marcus. Hold up. Okay, so JD, so I'm gonna ask you a question. Given that information you just shared with us, what do you think the president should do?
Look.
I'm just asking. What do you hold it, Marcus? What do you think the president could or should do about that situation? If you don't think he can do anything about it, just say nothing.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can because
do you think he will? Do you think he will?
He can't do nothing over here about that.
Why not? Why can't the federal government do anything about it? I'm just asking. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
You tell me why. Y'all know more politics than me. You tell me why.
Wait. No, I cannot tell you why you believe that he won't do anything about it.
No,
I'm asking you why do you believe he won't do anything about
it? What state politics and what federal politics allow Governor Newsom? Because that's what we do. We get the vote. So the residents of California allowed Brud to go ahead and pass that because they voted on that. So
I got it. But why do you believe that the federal government can't do anything about what has happened to you all in California?
Because the state voted on it, bro. If something can be done, if something can be done, he would have did that, bro. 100%. Because if it benefits one party or if it benefits one side and the other side don't agree to that, you don't think they're gonna try and do something about that?
Okay. So let me answer it this way. No, you're right. He's not going to do anything about it. Do you know why he's not going to do anything about it? Because it's California. It's a blue state. That's why he's not going to do anything about it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
If they hold it, let me tell you what Joe Biden was about to do with that situation. Did you know that Joe Biden was trying to find a way that both sides win in that situation? I know about it because I went to a summit about it here in North Carolina about what's happening in California. There was a reason. Why? Because next to Silicon Valley, you know where all the tech people are going? My freaking state.
Yeah,
okay?
North Carolina.
They're all coming here to the Research Triangle Park where I live. I live here.
Utah. They're going to Utah
right in the middle of it. So I went to a summit and saw this. And do you know that he was trying to negotiate with a way to fix it so that both sides, the gas power and the electrical, win? He also wanted it to be he wanted the changeover to be on a longer timeline so that it didn't negatively impact you as much. But guess what happened? Kamala didn't win the election, so that's gone. Because she didn't win the election, mainly because a lot of people hate her because she locked up too many black men. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
That's America isn't going to ever vote a
president who's not going to help you. Who could, sir? He could, but he's not because it's a blue state. If it's a blue state, he is not going to help you in anything. That's what he's going to do. And ain't no Democratic president ever did that. And I don't know of any Republican president who's ever done that either.
Every time though
the Republicans are fully Republican, both those Bushes, I've been through Nixon, Reagan, both of them damn Bushes. I've been through all of them.
And Trump.
And I'm here to tell you, even though they couldn't stand the other side of the aisle, they never punished a state just because they're a blue state, like what's being done now. Yeah. They sat here and took away the funding to help the people who got flooded out in Western Carolina. All the people voted for Trump. They voted for him. And then he laughed in their face when he said, no, they will not be getting these benefits.
You also said, I don't want my tax dollars going certain places. How about your tax dollars that go to FEMA that he wants to break up? It's all fun and games until there's a
natural
disaster,
big ass
earthquake, until there's a big ass earthquake over there, and he says, and he said, well, it's California. He's doing the same thing to all them people.
Ask them what's happening to those people who got ravaged by those fires.
I was just about to bring that up. I was just about to bring that. Hold on. I was just about to bring that up. I'm glad you forgive my language. I'm glad you said that. So, since we're in the state of California, somebody just said about being the 4th biggest economy in the world, right?
Yes.
But yet, where the Palisade fires was, where the Altadena fires wasn't no water in the fire hydrants. The firefighters are cut short. Hold on. Public safety is cut short in the 4th largest economy in the world. Water shortage. How is there not no water in the?
We had 1 million gallons in reserve up north.
Why is the firefighters being cut short? Why is there a late response time? But yet you're here. Why is cities in LA, smaller cities, talking about going bankrupt? 100. I'm trying to tell you.
We're a blue state.
I'm a government employee myself. 100% here in the city of Sacramento. $50 million budget deficit. Talking about cutting police and fire. Where does that happen at? And this is in 2008.
I know all about it. I know all about it. I know all about all of that. You're right.
But this is a blue state.
But that's not what we're talking about today.
Economy. Stop it.
You have a president.
That's not what we're talking about.
No. We're not talking about federal right now. We're talking about local. We're talking about fraud on all levels.
Here's the thing. That's whenever the feds kick in. There are some things. Listen, there are some things that are too big for a state. That's why they have things like the National Guard, and they bring things in because they're overwhelmed. The federal emergency.
Not my state, bro. Not my state. We don't depend on federal. We don't depend on federal subsidies like that. Yes, we get federal government for roads and stuff like that. But look,
if you have that earthquake, if you have that earthquake one day that they're talking about that y'all are going to have.
Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that, big bro.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I lived in Oakland in an 89 earthquake, and I still got trauma from that.
I remember that.
Time out, y'all.
Hey, we don't know when that's coming.
Time out. We know that California doesn't depend on money from the government. We know that. We all know that. But that's not what we're talking about today.
We get a lot of our money.
In this show, what we're supposed to be talking about is how the shutdown is going to be affecting people. Yeah. And how the shutdown, because of the shutdown, all these millions of people are going to be without. It's not really about who you vote for, but it's about the result. What Marcus was saying about 30 minutes ago was it's the consequences of your vote. And something I wanted to bring up, Marcus, in addition to the consequences of your vote, it's a consequence of you not voting. Because what people do not understand in this country is that Republicans tend to vote at a higher percentage than Democrats in every election.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. That is a fact. And for the reasons, I'm not getting into the reasons why, but that's a fact. I mean, so when a person who is registered as a Democrat decides not to vote, it is a vote for the Republican.
The largest Democratic vote ever when Obama was running.
You're right, but what I'm saying is, my point is,
saying, but that's an outlier. That was an outlier for 2 elections in a row where you had the vast majority of minorities coming out to vote. But it's because we had a minority president, which is another outlier. You know, it's like a once in a lifetime.
I got it.
Yeah.
But listen, when a person who is registered Democrat decides that they're not going to vote, that is not a vote that just goes up in the air. It actually goes for the Republican candidate.
Because it's a registered voter.
And it's statistics 101. And the problem is most people do not understand that. And they don't believe it when I tell them that. They think I'm lying or I made it up.
They're going to vote.
But
Those
it's
neo-Nazis, they're going to definitely vote. Those neo-Nazis, they're walking down the street with their Confederate flags and swastikas. They're going to vote.
They vote in high rates. They definitely vote.
By the way, this is the thing I always like to ask people. Why do they like him so much? Why do neo-Nazis like Trump so much? Why?
Because he supports their point of view. His policies fit their point of view. That's the reason why they like
Republican.
him.
He's Republican. He's Republican and they're Republican.
Why do neo-Nazis have a parade for Charlie Kirk and why do they walk out with MAGA flags and stuff like that? What is it that they like about Trump so much?
I'm trying to tell you,
I can't help who likes me, huh?
Marcus,
I just told you
those Republicans ride or die red.
They
don't care, and they don't care what you do is red. They ride or die with you.
But their policies, his policies support their beliefs. That's the reason why they ride with him so tough. That's why they will do anything to put him back in the presidency. That's why they're trying to make sure that he gets a third term, which he's not even supposed to do according to the Constitution.
Yeah,
they don't even care.
They said they're going to change the Constitution.
They rather go against the Constitution than to have a different president.
But they said he's trying to change the Constitution.
So you
I know he's trying to. I know it.
People that were
I got another question for y'all because it just kills me whenever people sit up there and they try to straddle the fence. Do we believe in climate change here with the hurricane that we just seen hit Jamaica?
Yeah, I believe in climate change.
It's the largest recorded hurricane in the world's history. Correct.
I've believed in climate change ever since it first came out.
So scientists. These scientists, that's literally their job to sit up there and look at weather patterns and stuff. We just saw the first Category 6 hurricane hit Jamaica like a few days ago. A Category 6.
Yeah, in history.
Let me finish. Now, these scientists have been telling us for years and years and years and decades and stuff that
carbon emissions
as the polar caps melt because of gas and internal combustion engines. You're shaking your head. No. So more carbon monoxide in the atmosphere.
I'm not disagreeing with you, bro. But gas. Bro, I understand all that. I remember in 2000, was it 2002 when Al Gore dropped the video of the movie about how the climate change was coming and all that, bro.
Okay, so these people. Okay, so yeah,
I'm not disagreeing with you about that. But when you're trying to make something in so short amount of time and force it upon people, and then when you got to take away the credits, so like when Tesla first dropping cars and stuff, they was giving people credits to buy them cars by giving them incentives, you know what I mean, because it was at a high price point. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 when them first cars came. Now them tax credits is gone. So when you talking about trying to force somebody to be in an electrical car by the time 2040 come and they so expensive on top of already paying for gas, it's like people are forced to be on electrical scooters, forced to get on the public transportation. I understand they're trying to cut. And look, like I said, I'm a government employee. It's called the carbon footprint. You're definitely trying to reduce that. I understand that, bro, 100%. But when you're forcing it at
you have to force some stuff. Okay, if you tell your kid, look, you got to clean your room, but take your time whenever you want to clean your room. If you don't force certain stuff, people will never change. They'll never change. We understand, us who do research and stuff like that there is too much carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. We see pieces of icebergs and glaciers breaking off into the ocean. We see fucking polar bears swimming that used to be on ice. They're out there.
The most vicious animal in the animal kingdom, by the way.
You have to fix that. and it's uncomfortable. A lot. You think Exxon wants you to fucking switch to a fucking electric car? You think Exxon, Chevron wants you to switch to an electric car? No. So they try to drag out these policies. Well, we'll make it for 2060. No, fool, not you. I'm not calling you a fool, sir. We have to do this shit now. Now, we just saw this. We see these every year. These hurricanes get worse and worse and worse. Every year we see these tornadoes get worse and worse and worse. You're worried about, your tax credits and stuff like that. We're talking about the fucking planet. And you have people like Donald Trump, these septuagenarians and octogenarians, 70 and 80 years old, who ain't going to be here in 5 or 6 years. They don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
They don't give
they're
a
not
fuck
gonna be here.
because they're not going to be here. They're not going to be here. We still got to be here. You're worried about, gas, the gas, and they're making us switch to gas, and we're having to do this. It's the fucking planet. Or unless you want to move to Mars with Elon Musk, because that's what he's talking about. We're gonna move to Mars one day. While you're giving fucking tax credits to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and all these fucking billionaires, you're worried about fucking SNAP benefits. You're worried about getting SNAP benefits. These motherfuckers are fucking the planet up. They're fucking the planet. And you're worried about a couple of people that get. Everybody who gets SNAP benefits ain't some fucking illegal, an illegal, undocumented worker. There are some people out there who physically cannot work. We don't like getting handouts. There are some people out there, they're broke up. They're trying to take away. They're trying to take away Social Security.
I just had a 26-year career in.
I want to hear. I want to hear from. I want to hear from both. I want to hear from both.
26-year career in.
I haven't heard from him yet.
I get SNAP benefits 100%.
Well, I want to hear from both.
And
I want to hear from
they didn't come. And of course I'm mad about that.
I mean, I love y'all, but y'all have been doing most of the talking, and I want to hear from both now. I want your opinion.
Okay, ask away.
I just want your opinion. How do you feel about what do you think about this government shutdown?
I feel like I'm partly responsible because I am of the category where I didn't vote. And and it's mainly because, for context, I was off the grid for a long time. Nothing's in my name. You know what I mean? You can fill in the blanks of why I was off the grid.
I understand.
But and then, being on paper, this past, let's say, I don't know, since Trump was in office, you know what I mean? The first time, that's pretty much since I've been on paper and trying to do things legitimately and own shit. And you know what I mean? And I did that. We own, me and my lady, we own a couple properties, and I'm thinking I'm living an American dream. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and, I got 4 kids. My whole plan was I'm gonna have a property for each kid. And then within this last 3-4 years, that my plan that I've been planning for a long time got rocked to the core because all the interest rates going up. And then for me not being as educated as I should be on these things, I'm like, well, who do I get angry at? You know what I mean? Because now my properties in California that were building equity, now them shits is lethargic as fuck, sitting stagnant while this interest rates is high. And then there's all this other shit going on. And now I start feeling like, wow, this is personally affecting me, where now I give a fuck, right? When before that, I'm like, I don't get, everybody's tripping. As long as I get my money, I'm not tripping. I'm not even finna vote. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, you know what I mean? Being in California, where I pride myself being from here, because you have to be multifaceted. You can't necessarily just depend on one means of income when you're from specific areas in California, like I am being from the Bay Area. You know what I mean? So I took pride in having these things instilled in me. But now I'm out and hit this brick wall at 40 years old, and I got these properties, and I'm trying to sustain. I got these multiple properties I'm trying to sustain, and all the shit that's happening in the government is affecting what my personal plan was. And what's resonating with me is what you just said earlier, North Carolina, when you was like, if you ain't voting, you part of the statistic too. And that's what made me think like, shit, I might have should have picked up something and read something. Because I mean, it makes me contribute to the dumbasses with smartphones, right? Like we got all the information there, but we also got to be careful from where we get our information from, because there's misinformation, and a lot of those people that are misinformed is because they're paying attention to shit that's trending. You know what I mean? What usually trends? Things with a negative connotation. There's not someone like, hey, let's do this, guys. This is positive. They're usually talking about, hey, look what they're doing. That shit's negative. You know what I mean? And these things catch fire.
The main reason why that happens is because they don't know their way to a library. They don't even know what a library is. You need to go to the library. You can't trust stuff on the internet anymore. You don't. Yeah. And if you don't know what a legit site is, you're not going to be able to figure out and decipher what's misinformation and what's not. And then you've got these sites that are purely satire. And they don't always explain that their articles are satire when they release them. And if you don't already know that that's the kind of outfit this is, you read what they say and they say, oh, well, that's fact. It's on the internet. It's true. No, hell no, it's not true. And then that's what makes it so hard for people like me. I'm old. I'm a Gen Xer. And I've seen too many decades. I've seen too much, and I know too much. And I know too much history because I'm a history buff. History was always my favorite subjects in school.
Because we want to make sure history doesn't repeat itself.
And I've been following politics since I was 10 years old. Okay? 10. I'm 10 years old. All these other kids outside want to play kickball. I want to sit in and look at what President Carter is talking about. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm wired. So I've always been wired this way. And I've lived too much.
God bless your awareness.
So when these young people come up here now trying to tell me what did and didn't happen back in the day, I look at them like, you don't know what the hell you talking about. I lived it. I know what Hillary was saying when she said the word super predators. I know what she said. And let me tell you, I was one of those voters who voted for that damn crime bill. We sure did.
The 3 strikes.
And all of us voted for that. We wanted that shit because crack was ravaging and we did not know what the hell to do. We had never seen anything like it before and we wanted it. And so now when these young people come up talking about vilifying her, I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. You have no idea what she, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and all the rest of the Democrats, you don't know what you're talking about. You were not an adult back then when this was going down. I watched crack ravage my whole city. The whole west side of the city was just ravaged by it. And it was out of control. Kids couldn't even go to school. So don't talk to me about that. But this my point is people have got to go back to the library and start reading credible things and get off this damn internet.
There you go. That's the word.
And not just that, listening to your elders, people who actually were here, you know, that's why we need to listen to Mama and Nana from back in the day who were actually there. A lot of these kids, they don't know a lot of stuff. They think that now the way things are now was the way it always was. When I told my kids that, yeah, you used to couldn't drink from a certain water fountain, I find the term MAGA extremely disrespectful. Because when you say make America great again, I saw this debate between Candace Owens and T.I. And he was like, what exactly time frame do you want to go back to? You know, women couldn't used to own property unless it was under their husband. This was just 50 years ago. The Civil Rights Act of what, 1964? I was born in 74. I was born in 74. So when you talk about Jim Crow laws and slavery for 300-400 years, and then post Reconstruction after the Civil War, and you're sitting over there talking about, I want to go back to make America great again. When you couldn't vote, when you couldn't own property, when you couldn't get educated,
You
when
couldn't even
somebody
be
could
taught
just
to read.
when somebody
You
when
couldn't
somebody
even
could
read.
just
They couldn't even read.
you could
They told us we couldn't read. We weren't allowed to
literacy
learn to
tests
read. They would
when you
kill
couldn't vote.
us if they
Yeah,
knew we were reading.
when
They would kill us.
first you couldn't vote, and then when you could vote, you had to take a literacy test to vote. And you're voting for the people who think Charlie Kirk should get a fucking statue, and for
Yeah.
Trump who's made a lot of this shit, who wants to name fucking bases after fucking Confederate generals for Robert E. Lee. And you're voting for the man who says, yes, we need to keep this up. Let me tell you a little something. As a person who was in the military, I'll tell you a little something. I went to Germany, and these people, the thing that they like to argue about, history. They're trying to get rid of our history. Do you know that there's no Hitler statue in Germany?
No,
they know what their history
that shit was not good.
And you're voting for the same people who neo-Nazis vote for, because you don't like little pieces of legislation that you don't like. There's some things we could negotiate about. There's people out there who think you shouldn't fucking exist, and you're agreeing with them. Because you don't like certain parts of a bill, because you don't like your taxes or what. We can have a debate about taxes and stuff like that. These people want you wiped off the face of the planet. A guy like Stephen Miller in Trump's cabinet. A guy like
who's Stephen Miller?
Oh, let me. I got this, Marcus. Let me tell you. Wait, Marcus. Let me tell you what Stephen Miller just recently said. He stood up in front of, I think it was a church congregation, and he said that this nation was built for white people.
It was RNC.
He said this nation was built for white Christian people.
That's
only.
Trump. That's Trump's advisor. Right? That's Trump's
and he
advisor.
Said he is the founder.
How old is Brett?
He's the founder of
born in the 60s.
What's the name of that group? Oh God, what's the name of that group, Marcus? The Heritage Foundation. Oh. He is largely responsible for Project 2025. He's the one that organized and got all those people together to write all those chapters in Project 2025, which the Trump administration is carrying out right now. All the stuff that he's doing is in Project 2025. I read all 900 pages of that motherfucker, and it's in there. Everything that he's doing.
I would imagine it's not a great read.
Wow. But I'm saying it's not a great read.
But it's
recommend
that you do need scary.
It's something that you do need to read. I understand the frustration. And see, this is where I get upset about the whataboutism. Well, both sides are the same. You know,
they're not.
I don't like Batman, but I don't like the Joker either. The Joker's bad, but I don't know if I like Batman either. In a lot of conflicts, you have to pick a side. There were a lot of people that, people they tell me, they're like, man, when this shit was going on with Hitler back in World War II, man, I can't believe in 1939 the German people are stupid. They let this guy take power. That's what in America, we think we're exceptional. We think that things that have happened in other parts of the world can't happen here because people become lethargic and they're worried about the wrong shit. If they're stripping your rights away and they're putting people in power. Now, again, I'm in the military. I was in the military.
Absolutely, bro.
The commanders. So each part of the military, they have a certain theater of operations. Okay, you got Central Command, that's like Iraq and Afghanistan. You got Africa Command, of course, that's Africa. You got European Command, that of course Pacific Command, that's like Hawaii and Japan and all of that. Yep. So the U.S. Southern Command, that's where this shit's going on with Venezuela. He's trying to start a war with Venezuela. Let me finish. So the admiral, he's a black admiral. He was a black admiral who'd been in the military for like 35 years. He just resigned because what they're doing, they're just blowing these boats up.
Yeah, it's inhumane. I've been covering that on my podcast.
That's a war crime.
Yeah, I've been covering that on my podcast. That's completely inhumane.
That's a war crime.
Those court. It's not just inhumane. They're forcing those people to drive those boats. You shouldn't be blowing those people out the water like that. They're getting forced to blow those.
What you do?
To drive those boats. I do not agree with that, bro.
We have those.
And if you look,
we have ships.
If you look at them submarines, like the people that drive them submarines, they're inhumane in there. They can't use the bathroom in there. All that is loaded with nothing but dope in the engines that carry it, bro. They can't. How they got 30 days of food, like, and then you want to blow them out the water? It's like, bro, you got the Coast Guard. You can pull up on them and pull them over and stuff. It's like you really killing these people.
What I'm saying.
Excuse my language. That hurts.
That's
me,
a war. That's a war crime. So if you that's a war crime. So basically, the commander of that theater, the U.S. Southern Command, he was a black admiral. He resigned in protest because eventually there's going to come an accounting. There's going to come an accounting, and just like with the Nuremberg trials that after World War II, all of those SS officers, all of those.
Yeah, they all became American
Nazis. They had a trial for them after World War II, and a lot of those officers for the SS and the Nazi regime, they're like, oh, we were just following orders. That's okay, because we're gonna execute you because you knew what you were doing. You were the ones that was pushing the button on those gas chambers and stuff like that. A lot of United States military in the next few years, as long as this goofball is in charge, they are going to have to make some decisions when it comes to their military career, because eventually there will come an accounting where you're going to have to answer for some of the shit. That admiral, he resigned because he's like, you ain't about to get me down the road. When they're like, well, who gave the order to blow up these boats? Who gave the order to blow up these boats? Trump will probably be dead. JD Vance, what he's probably going to do, he's going to be, well, I was the vice president. I was just going along with what my boss was saying. Mm-hmm. Pete Hegseth, he's going to be like, well, I was the Secretary of Defense, and I was just doing what the president told me to do. So what they're going to do is they're going to pass the buck down. Well, you were the commander of the U.S. Southern Command. You gave the order to blow up these boats?
Cold world.
Yeah.
So
Marcus,
you have to look at stuff like this. This is why
Marcus, this is gonna be Iran Contra all over again. Iran Contra. Pass the buck.
Weren't we like sending them weaponry and things of that nature?
Yeah.
Who's that?
In the Iran Contra scandal.
So I'm reading some of this. Mr. Bakes a lot. I see you got a lot of stuff to say. You're saying we shouldn't vote for one side because extremists vote. You have to vote for what benefits you and your. No party will hold all of your value. Yes, but you have to look at. You literally have neo-Nazis that
supporting them,
walk around with MAGA flag. You voted for people. You voted for a person. You voted for a guy who is endorsed by the KKK and neo-Nazis. I don't know how much simpler to make it. We can disagree on tax cuts. We can disagree on this. We can disagree on that. Military spending. You voted for a person. You voted for a person who is endorsed by the KKK and the neo-Nazis. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say to you. Yes, are there extremists on both sides? Yes, there's always going to be extremists, but you have to look. You have to look at what's going. You have to look at what's going on, bro. Like I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. A guy who sits up there and openly says, "I can run for a third term," which is illegal. It's illegal. A man who
that is crazy.
A man who just demolished parts of the White House. A man who says that he can just grab women. A man who is a convicted felon. A man who is hiding the Epstein files. He has the power today. If he said he wanted to, this separates us instead of you.
There's another president in the
and that's the what about. That's the what about it.
There's another president in the Epstein files too, though. We got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
It's one more.
And guess what?
Has been taking pictures with Epstein and is on the flight logs. It's one more president that's on the flight logs with Brett.
Okay, got it. Okay,
which
guess
is
what?
The other president.
Anybody who's on that. See, here's the difference between me and everybody else. Here's the difference between me and everybody else. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if my own daddy's on there. Hook them up. Whoever's on that list. See, y'all. What if Bill Clinton's on that? What if Bill Clinton's on that list?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hook them
That's
up.
what I'm talking about.
Hook them up.
Yeah.
Hook them up. Hook them.
I agree with you. No, I definitely agree with you. But one of the reasons why that shit ain't coming out is because of the president.
That's why I talk about these people that say, well, he promises made, promises kept. So Mexico paid for the wall. I'm going to end.
Damn it. He was about to start cooking right now.
Prices.
There you go.
I'm just saying, like, eventually you have to come out and you have to be like, eventually
we didn't hear what you just said, Marcus, because you froze. You froze. We didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it back to the Mexican wall.
The Mexico pay for the wall?
Yeah, we didn't.
Promises made, promises kept, right?
Right. No,
Mexico's gonna pay for the wall, right?
No, he didn't pay. No, they didn't pay.
I'm gonna lower your gas. I'm gonna lower gas and food prices on day one. I'm gonna end the war in Ukraine on day one. I'm gonna end the war in Palestine on day one. Dude, this dude makes promises and will say anything. And you got in the words of Malcolm X, you got duped, you got bamboozled, and some of y'all don't want to admit it. You just don't want to admit it. You got bamboozled. You got bamboozled. Well, Sharon, keep doing what you're gonna do. Keep doing your thing. I just wanted to come through and pop my head through. Keep doing. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love to everybody. Look, we can agree to disagree on some stuff. We can't disagree. We can't agree.
Well, Marcus, Marcus, like I always say, when you come on as a vet, I thank you for your service. How I feel about the veterans. You know where I'm at with that. My father was a veteran, so
I do it all over again. But I'll say this to a lot of people out there: if you support a vet, don't vote for a person who says vets are suckers and losers. I'll just leave y'all with that. If you say you vote for, I don't give a damn about free pancakes at IHOP on Veterans Day. Don't vote for a person who says that veterans are suckers and losers.
Before you leave, Marcus, one more quick one.
I don't care about a free. I don't care about free pancakes on veterans. If you really care about veterans, then make sure that veterans are taken care of, and there ain't no homeless veterans. How about that? If you really care about it, if you want, and here's another thing. If you really care about veterans, the people who are active duty right now, don't send them off to some fucked up ass war that don't make no difference. While you sit back and your kids ain't going to war, bearing Trump. Okay, I'll leave y'all with that. Y'all do with that what y'all will, man. Much love to y'all, man. Sharing, I love this show. My favorite. Look, I used to have my Saturday morning cartoons. This is my Saturday morning show where I sit back and have my coffee. I do coffee talk Monday through Thursday, but this is my coffee talk where I get to come up in here and I can sit back and watch. Hit me up. By the way, tonight, make sure y'all watch Alphabet's football show, talk show tonight. Hit me up in my inbox. Watch the show tonight. We're going to be doing our predictions and all that stuff. We're going to make up for our show from last night.
All right.
From last night that we didn't make sure y'all tune in. Hit me up on Facebook. All right. Much love to everybody. Much respect. Sharon, keep doing your thing, chocolate girl. I see.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
Bye. Marcus, everybody.
Marcus the Alpha. I don't know where Marcus is. He's probably there. But I wanted to move on to the NBA scandal.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
I want to talk about the NBA betting scandal. Let me say this first. Let me give you this disclaimer. I have not read all the details about what they're alleging happened. I know one of you two probably have. So y'all can fill the people in on what they're saying, who did what. So whichever one of you want to start, y'all can start. But I don't know exactly
the gist of it that I got.
What happened?
So the gist of it that I got is it's a gambling ring. It's a poker gambling ring. And so a lot of these stars, these NBA players, they're involved in it, including like some coaches, or at least in this case, one for sure. And they bringing in people to play, and they're walking into poker matchups underworld shit, obviously, but they're all being set up. So these guys will go in there, win a bunch of money one day, come back, and then get got for everything. And this is like, so they've already got tens of millions of, maybe even more dollars than that we from that alone. Then there's the players that are shaving points, or they're faking injuries for like, hey, I need the under, boom, then bruh goes down. You know what I mean?
They're throwing games.
They're throwing games. And Billups, I'm not sure exactly what his involvement is, if it's with the shaving points, but I know he's also involved in the poker shit, because a lot of these people, they like, these ballers, they want to go and play poker with these players. You know what I mean? So the players and the mob, which they're saying it's some one of the crime families from back in the day that still exists, is kind of running this whole thing. They said they would call these guys the face cards, like they had a term for them. The celebrities are the face cards. They bring in the perk, what do we call them? The Johns, or whatever you want to. They bring in the victims, and they get got. And a lot of times, and then not to mention the players that might have got themselves into some sort of debt and starting to have to pay off their debt, shaving points in these games. You know what I mean? Like, my mind goes to everywhere, but that's pretty much the gist of this whole thing. And it all hit the fan.
And we just had Gilbert Arenas a couple of weeks ago, or about a month ago.
Yeah, and what was he doing?
Something like an alleged
hosting a poker joint at his crib.
And he said that he wasn't even there, that he rented it out to somebody.
Yeah. But that is also tied to some type of crime family or something as well, too, though. And so, like, when Gilbert responded on his podcast to what just happened with Chauncey and him, it's like, look, everybody that's getting arrested, look at the people that's getting arrested, but yet in the headlines, when Cash Patel said, oh, Gambino family, or whoop this, whoop, 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 and several syndicates, where are those arrests being made at? 100%, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, how come they can't say their names? They can't.
They're not.
Yeah, for real.
Well, no, it's not cold world. That's intentional.
Man,
do y'all see what's going on? See, this is why I'm glad. This is why I'm glad we're talking about this, because when I first got the news that all this was going down, I just sat back and I just like, I said, really? All of a sudden, this is it was October, September, October. It was October. Yeah. It's like, this is October. This is a month before the election. Okay. That was my first pause. And then I started listening. I did listen to, some of the reports about it. First of all, Cash Patel is incompetent. So do I believe that he had anything to do with this? No. This investigation started when Biden was still in office. Okay. When the real FBI agents were still a part of the FBI.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm not sure if people are aware, but when presidents change, the agents of the FBI usually stay. They don't change with the president. They stay. Now,
only Secret Service changes.
The FBI secret secretary, the secretary of the FBI, the leader, that changes.
Yeah,
that will change.
Unless the head director or whatever they call it.
Right, unless the president decides to keep that person on, which some presidents have done across parties.
Not in this case.
No. Yeah. And what also has happened at the FBI, at the Bureau, as they like to call it, many of the FBI agents that were there previously have left as soon as the election was over. As soon as January 20th, by January 20th, they were gone. It was like hundreds of them.
Career workers
who decided to leave because they saw what was coming. Since January 20th, hundreds of more have left after they've seen how it's being run and operated.
Yeah.
And then there's a third set of people.
When he got to looking at that shit, he was like, oh, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Right. And then there's a third set of people that they have terminated for no reason, no cause. They weren't incompetent, they weren't bad, but they got them out of there.
They said, hey, you know why they got rid of them? That's because them is the ones that was investigating Trump. It
was not only Trump, but Elon Musk too.
Oh yeah,
so
that's cool. These is career workers.
So like I said, politics.
Even though I'm a local government employee, it's like, look, you work your whole career to get promoted. You know what I mean? 100%. Then when you get promoted, when you retire, you get more money on your check because you get a higher level of pay rate. 100%. And it's messed up that I gotta leave because I feel like I'm getting attacked for doing my job. I totally agree with that. Then on the other hand, like how we first kicked this off, like right. And like how you said, Patel is incompetent, right? So I watched the congressional hearings when they was talking about why the Epstein files ain't came out. And it's this one sister that was grilling him, lighting him up, tearing him up, bro.
I saw that.
To have his job, right? So when you got the FBI director taking time out his day to talk about some NBA gambling, like, look, bro, you talking about NBA players that, hey, I'm not disrespecting the NBA players, but you got a whole lot more on your plate to be coming down out your seat to talk about some NBA stuff. You need to get it cracking somewhere else, bro. Well, like I said, I'm not agreeing with everything.
That's where I'm going with this. But that's where I'm going with this, JD. This is where I'm going with this. So I'm looking at the timing, and I'm like, why is this coming out now? You know, if this started under the Biden administration, you know, the FBI are very patient. They'll take their time.
Yeah, because they want to make sure they're full.
Never in a hurry. Yeah, they're never in a hurry.
What's their conviction rate? 98?
98%.
Yeah.
98%.
So they want to make sure if they don't got you dead to rights, they want to make sure they got so much on you that you cop out and you plead.
That's right. And I respect that. I respect that.
So, but like you said, they'll play the long game.
What is this? Yeah, they play the long game. What is this timing? And I was like, you know what? What I got to thinking was, did this really take place? Did all this stuff really happen? I just started asking myself, what if they're making up these?
It's
these
another
things?
Distraction.
So thank you. As another distraction from what is really going on.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that shit,
if y'all know, we Marcus was talking about how he tore down the East Wing. Do you know he didn't start the bulldozing didn't start until after this NBA press conference? Did y'all know that?
Wow, to kind of just take attention away.
The next day, here comes the people mover, the backhoe. That's what it is. Yeah. Wow. And I was like, really?
They got this on the schedule.
Very interesting.
They got this on the schedule.
Yes. Then I got to thinking, you know, back in the 1940s, Germany's leader, I'm not going to say his name again, but Germany's leader also built a boardroom. I mean, a ballroom. Did you know that? He also built a ballroom in Germany.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know Adolf did that. No.
Oh, but listen, what that ballroom was, it wasn't really a ballroom. It was a bunker. Now, do all of you know what a bunker is?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Now, do you know anything about the White House structure, diagram, or anything?
There's a bunker in there.
There's like a bunch of Masonic architectural like design.
Well, besides that, the East Wing, in case you don't know, the East Wing sits above the president's bunker.
Yeah.
That where the president set up for the president to go and operate the government from in case of nuclear attack or anything like that. That's where it is. It's under the East Wing.
Yeah, I definitely saw that movie where Jamie Foxx
he's tearing all this down. He's gonna build this ballroom in its place. Do you know that the ballroom that he's building is 4 times the size of the ballroom that Germany's leader built back in the day? 4 times the size.
So let me ask you this, Ms. if we're building,
so not only did he have to destroy the East Wing, that's why he had to take the Rose Garden too.
yeah,
That's why he had to take all that area.
So they're preparing for something really big, catastrophic.
And
even
guess what they're preparing for? They're preparing for two things. They're preparing for staying in office.
That's right.
Past his second term.
That's right.
And they're also preparing for getting rid of the undesirables that they want to get rid of in the nation.
Oh wow.
That's the reason why they're doing this National Guard stuff that they're deploying, and they're making up these scenarios that they have to deploy them to Portland. They have to deploy them to DC and Chicago.
Yeah,
they have
San Francisco.
Right. Look at where they're deploying these people. Highly minority areas.
Yep.
Highly minority and highly liberal areas. Why? To desensitize Americans to it. So once they start going out getting all these citizens they don't like, nobody's going to think anything of it when they drive up and swoop somebody and put them in the back and take them away. Thank you.
And martial law will become the regular law, essentially.
That's what they're doing. Now, I said this to somebody and they were like, Sharon, you out of your mind. Okay. You thought I was out of my mind when I said that they're going to elect this man.
You weren't doing nothing but sharing the information.
I told them that
they were going to elect this man again. I told them that they were going to elect this man again, and that's exactly what
Sharon, I said the same thing. I want to say it was 2016, 2015, 2016. They was like, they ain't gonna let him be in office. I said, listen, when he beat that third Bush, I said, no, he getting in. They was like, he's not getting in. I said,
I didn't believe it until my mother told me.
I believed it when he beat that.
My mother was fighting cancer at the time. Okay, so she was bedridden, and she's like me. She follows politics to the letter. And she said, she looked up at me and my sister one day. She said, y'all need to get ready because he's going to win this election. And when my mama don't say a lot, but when she says stuff, she's usually right.
Can I ask you a question?
And I was like, oh my God, Mom, are you serious? He's going to win. And damn it if he didn't win.
I remember, nobody take him serious. I got a question, but before I pose the question, here's some context. So when that election was going on, my oldest, first of all, I got 3 daughters and a son. My oldest, she's about to be 18 on the 9th. Shout out to my baby girl. She's all grown up. But so when that election was going down in 2016, she's over here like, all she's ever seen in her lifetime was a black president. And now she was poised to see potentially the first woman president. So she says like this to me, Daddy, we're really gonna have a woman president. And she has a teacher who's a Democrat and was really promoting the shit, and I'm like, baby, that would be awesome, because that would be so dope for little girls across the world. Be like, look at this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same way minorities and non-Anglo-Saxons saw it when they saw Obama get in office, right? Like this, it gives you inspiration, things that But then I said to her, I said, that would be awesome. But they're never going to let a woman get in there, baby, because there's too many old timers that'll just vote against that. And plus the party she was, who she was married to, that probably didn't help her case. And then you're going up against someone who fights dirty. You know what I mean? Remember, she was winning that whole thing till them WikiLeaks came out. That was their ace in the hole. There was no way. It was and and then, my daughter, obviously, her generation, they're definitely anti, orange, you know what I mean? And so, when she says certain things to me, and I'm like, man, if I was more educated, I'd be able to point her in the right direction. But it's also, she's growing up in an era where they're fed information through social media and things of that nature, you know what I mean? And the friend groups you hang out with and grow up with, their opinions tend to rub off too. And I'm like, I'm steady. What scares me the most to get to my point is like, are we worried about the youngins actually having their own opinion? You know what I mean? It's so hard for them to find their own opinion when it's convoluted with like information, whether it's misinformation or actual information comes from both sides. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, let me answer it this way. It's a very good question. Very, very good question. Very insightful. I did not used to worry about generations behind me having opinions until the millennials really came of age. When they started,
very loud.
Well, not only that, they're the first generation that did not respect or appreciate their elders, the millennials. They were the first generation to say, your way is the old way, get out the way, and we don't want to hear from you. They're the first generation to do it, because my generation, yeah, we like the new and different. We like new. We created new. I'm the generation who built the personal computer. I'm the generation that created the CDs and DVDs, this technology. That's my generation, right? They didn't do it. We did it. It was nothing like that before us. But we still respected our elders. We still listened to old people. The reason why we were able to be great and do these great inventions is because we listened to our elders. We respected them. We carried ourselves accordingly. There was pride in it. There's such thing as protocol and etiquette. Not anymore. That shit is out the window. And they don't even know they can't spell protocol. They don't even know what it means. And so now you got the generations that are coming behind them. This is what I see has happened. You know, sociology was one of my favorite courses when I was in college, Dennis. And this is what I see happen. So after Gen X came the millennials, after the millennials, Gen Y and Z, and now Gen Alpha. But let me tell you what's happened. The millennials started the trend downward, is what I call it. The Gen Y kind of in the middle, but Gen Z ain't playing. It's Gen Z that's gonna save us, I believe, because Gen Z is going to is more in tune with climate change, women's reproductive rights, and voting rights, and respect for all. That's big in the Gen Z generation. And these young people, they're not playing. And they see all this turmoil that's happening before them now. By the time they get older and voting age, they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. I truly believe it. When you look at, you listen to, you read the data says so. This is not just my opinion. This is what I've read. And you know, other people can walk around talking about not believing in any ologists anymore ever since this man got in office. Well, you can do that if you want to. Experts know what they're talking about. So
yeah. Oh man. Oh, geez. I have to say this show has went way left. So left. I didn't even tell everybody how my week started. We just got right into it. We just bam, just shot right into it like a candy. Huh? I have to say this was good. I'm gonna let y'all know how my week started though. I had a really good week going. Monday was a little crazy because I got sick on Monday. And took some Dayquil and some NyQuil, got myself back together. By Tuesday, late afternoon Tuesday, I was cool. But besides all that, on Friday, went to my daughter's school. She had a Halloween parade, so I went over there for that. And besides that, like I said, it's been a pretty good week.
You feeling better now?
Yeah, I feel better, but I need to get on top of things. And I don't like how I just get hit with a sickness out of nowhere, and I don't even know where it came from, what it was, and nothing. Like I don't like none of that.
That shit all through the air right now too, bro.
Man, I don't like the way none of that's going. So I got to figure that out. I have to figure that out. But I do see the doctor on Tuesday, so that which is our voting day. We vote on Tuesday as well. I don't know what voting day it is for y'all, but I know we vote on Tuesday. I noticed that y'all vote like different times.
Yeah, they sent our mail ballots out. You could have been sent that back in if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, what day y'all vote on though?
I want to say it's this week, but
Okay.
yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about. I ain't gonna lie.
Well. Besides all that, though, let's end this thing off on a nice note. Besides the politicians and NBA scandals, what are y'all plans for this holiday? Thanksgiving. I'm talking about.
Well, usually I do a Black Friday gumbo. Me and my wifey do that for the family instead of because my wifey is not really into the traditional Thanksgiving food. So
Okay.
we'll do that for the family. I think I might go to my grandma's house for breakfast on Thanksgiving morning. And other than that, just come home and kick back, bro.
So your wife don't like turkey?
She do, but she not just a fan of all the extras that come up with the Thanksgiving thing.
Okay.
She rather have us either do like I said, the Black Friday stuff, or if the weather's good, we'll go get on the grill. Oh, everything. She not into that.
Honestly, JD, if you lived over here, you'd be on the grill all year long. My uncle and my cousin, it could be below zero outside. They on the grill.
Come on now, talk about it.
They on the grill. They don't care.
Sorry about that. My little one spilled her cereal. I was like, come on. I was watching them on the monitor. I was like, oh no. It's like,
it's all
that's
right.
definitely a bowl of cereal.
It's all right.
That's definitely it. But this holiday season, I don't like doing traditional big turkey. I usually just do turkey wings at the house. I go over to somebody else's house. They got the turkey. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really eating that though. I like more ham than I like the turkey. So I have a ham. I have turkey wings. I still had a stuffing or dressing, depending on who you're talking to. That's what it's called. Okay. I ain't getting into no more of them fights. If you know how many dressing and stuffing fights I got into in my life, I ain't getting no more of them fights. So with whoever you talk to, and that's what it is, stuffing.
Hey, have you
or
ever
dressing.
had gizzards in your stuffing? I mean, in your dressing?
No, I ain't never had no gizzards in there.
Dennis, it's dressing unless it's inside the turkey.
Again,
it's stuffed in the turkey, then it's stuffing. It's outside the turkey is dressing. That's it.
Sharon, that is what you have said, and I've heard that from a couple other people.
What I'm saying. That's what it is.
The argument
definition by name. That's why it's called stuffing, because it's stuffed inside the bird.
I'm just here to tell you. Depends on who you talk to. I've been in some arguments, Sharon. I ain't getting it no more.
Don't get anything, because you know what it is. Tell them Sharon told you.
You know what they're gonna say? Who the fuck is she? She know who it is. This ain't gonna say. That's how they know it.
Invite them on the side, John. I will introduce myself up close and personal. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, Ginger Ninja, what you doing for Thanksgiving, Ginger Ninja?
Who is that?
That's Dennis. That's Minnesota Dennis.
Oh,
it's a white Dennis, a Ginger Ninja version.
Yeah,
I've probably met him before.
Minnesota Dennis.
Look, I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I really don't.
Yeah, you ain't going to Sister Sheila's?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what I talked to my son about it yesterday. I think either he will probably bring his family over here or I'll go to their house. But yeah, I think that's how it's going to be this Thanksgiving. And I'm not sure about Christmas either. I don't know. I might be in Virginia in Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, you know, it's since it's only been the last couple years that we've been having like the family functions get together. Cause like, you know, living in the Bay Area, that COVID shit went on for like an additional like damn near 2 years while the whole world was opening up. You know what I mean? And my family moved out to the Valley. So like, you know, it was kind of different having Thanksgiving just us. And I ain't gonna hold you. One of them years, I'm like, man, what are we gonna do? And then I was like, you know what? Let's get the Boston Market joint. I was like, we're just gonna do it cheap and effective, and it's just us. And then like it made me realize, like, man, I miss the family parties.
Sure.
Like, I be getting the Boston Market.
I miss Boston Market. Oh my
Hey,
God!
Boston
I used to love Boston Market. But they closed. They closed the only Boston Market they had here in my city. They closed
Their
it down.
Spinach goes crazy.
Boston Market had them Popeyes, man.
Yes,
them
they
Popeyes
did.
at Boston Market was
Popeyes
good.
were good.
Yeah,
I used to like their little cornbread loaves. Those things are delicious. The little cornbread.
and they had the what was that? That spinach dip. That spinach dip was good too.
Yeah, the spinach, the cream spinach.
Yeah,
it was all right. It was all right, but I was mainly the green beans person. I love the green beans. The green beans were good.
You got bacon in your green beans?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes.
But everybody don't eat pork, so then you gotta put the turkey butts in there.
Yep.
You gotta put the turkey butts in there. So.
Yeah, don't worry, just leave it right there, son. I got it. Thank you.
But that's
Daddy.
He's like, well, my son, he got OCD like his mom, like make sure everything's clean. You know, I cleaned everything. Is everything clean? Yeah. I took care of it. You know what I mean?
I don't blame him.
And you know, it was the other little one that made the mess, and he was the one, you know, he the most concerned. But I dig it though, because that's one thing that when I was a kid, I had like Marcus was saying, you gotta tell them, you gotta force them to clean the room, right? I was one of them. Clean your room. Yeah, my son, all his things.
BJ said he never been to Boston Market.
I know. I'm like, that's too bad.
Yeah, they closed it down out here. The only one that we had in Sac, they closed that mug down.
Hey, Boston Market was the jam. The dark meat chicken goes crazy over there.
I remember when my first time I seen Boston Market, and they used to have the chicken on the rotisserie. Had a bunch of them on rotisserie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, they always had the little machine up, and you could see them turning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that? Did you ever know that KFC used to have a buffet?
Yeah.
They still got them. I heard.
Wendy's used to have one too.
Yep, I seen that.
Used to have what? Used to have what?
A buffet.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it's one in your state, Miss Chocolate Girl, on everything. The TikTok that I seen, but it was a YouTube short. It just, you know, I mean, he switched it over. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the KFC buffet is in your state somewhere. On everything.
Ain't no telling. You can find some of everything in North Carolina.
Man, they had all the sides too.
Mm-hmm. Hey, North Carolina, you guys get all the seasons, huh?
All the seasons, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
You know what, Mr. Baker Lot? I ain't never think about getting no General Toast sauce. I don't think I even have General Toast sauce. Like, when I buy sauces, I usually buy the garlic Parmesan sauce from Buffalo Wild Wings. Because I like that for my wings. But it's a little bit too salty, so I try to water it down a little bit. It's a little too salty.
Yeah, and see, I sometimes make my green beans with soy sauce, but not General sauce.
Yeah, General Toast sauce. Maybe I need to start buying General Toast sauce. But that honey barbecue sauce, I got to have that. I usually get Did y'all have a Murray's out there? Y'all had Murray's?
I never.
What's the Murray's? What is that?
Murray's was I would say it was a supermarket that had all its own products in there. So everything was Murray's products in there.
Oh, and they had like a food joint in there?
No.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of no Murray's.
Next time I see the TikTok or whatever, I'm gonna send it to y'all. Murray's. Murray's got their own barbecue sauce. That Murray's barbecue sauce.
Okay, so let me do my annual check-in. Y'all gonna open the restaurant back up? Your family gonna open the restaurant back up? No.
What kind of restaurant was it?
No chitlin hoagie yet?
No chitlin hoagie. Ain't nobody getting no chitlin hoagie. No.
They had chitlin hoagies. That's awesome.
His auntie did.
No, that was my grandmother.
I mean, your grandmother.
Oh,
His grandmother. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, not Murray's Farm. It's called Murray's, and they got a Murray's was. I'm gonna show y'all the video. Show y'all the video of Murray's. Murray's was a supermarket. They probably still sell some of their products in y'all
Unofficial
supermarkets,
sponsor Murray's.
but they ain't in business no more. So I ain't
Oh, okay. We're gonna bring them back now.
Look
Bring it back.
But in the 90s, it was a big thing because a lot of stuff from Murray's you could cook in a microwave.
Really?
So for people who couldn't cook, they had a bunch of Murray stuff.
So they just had it packed up, ready to go. You can just take it
You
and pop it in
just
the
hit
microwave.
3 minutes.
For the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the Mr. Chow's about my crib.
Well, that sounds like a good idea, though.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a lot of people that
starter pack for people's houses.
They're of the convenient aspect, right? Like I only have so. This is for the woman on the go. You know what I mean? Just like,
the woman on the go.
2 minutes and you got lunch.
The woman on the go. I like that.
Head on over to Murray's. Get you a lean cuisine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lean cuisine.
That's old school, the lean cuisine.
Man.
Yeah, it is.
No, it wasn't a meal. It wasn't a meal prep store. It was just like for people who couldn't, the people. Let me say, it, not couldn't cook. People who couldn't burn. Let me say it the right way. Let me say what my uncle said. Let me say what my uncle said. People couldn't burn.
Grab and go.
That's it. You put stuff in the oven, microwave. You didn't have to put too much seasoning to it. It was, what I mean.
That's where you can buy one of the microwave steaks.
People who couldn't burn. That's what it was.
But microwave steak is crazy though.
Image facts.
Salisbury steak.
Bogey, since you are, the last one to come in here, I do want to ask you, man, how was your week?
It's pretty good, man. Slow motion in the big ocean, just trying to stay afloat. You know what I mean?
I like that slow motion in the big ocean.
I'm gonna
use that one.
Yeah. I feel like somewhere along the way I adopted it as well, but then I added on the just trying to stay afloat. You know, I added that part on there.
Yeah, because I've been saying slow motion for years,
but
not slow motion in the big ocean. I'm gonna add that.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah, we're just trying to stay afloat. Yeah,
stay right here. Look, stay right here. Just, we right here. We all right.
Yeah, it's
like they say in the song, keeping our head above water, making our way if we can.
Yeah, it just sums it up. And when people, I always have. It's not necessarily a prepared answer. It's just the right answer for me personally. Every time I get asked that question, like, "How you doing, man?" Shit, I woke up. I'll be like, "I woke up, man. I'm feeling great.
Another day. I'm just glad to be here."
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is like I always want to tell people that are complacent, like because I am like a shoulder to lean on. I'm an ear for a lot of my peers. You know what I mean? Because they're there for me the same way. Like, hey, vent to me. You know what I mean, right? But a lot of times I want to tell them, hey, you know what's amazing? You're here to complain to me right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
That in itself, we should be grateful for.
Yep. You got another day.
Come on, bro.
You can't be a dead angry motherfucker.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. You got to be here to be angry. You got that right.
We should be grateful for that in that aspect.
That's right.
But that's also me. I have a knack for trying to find the the glass half full. What's the bright side of it? Like, listen, I am angry, but at least I'm here to be angry.
That's a damn good quality, bro. Always positive. Have glass full every time.
Yeah, I mean,
or the bottle is almost empty. Almost.
Yeah,
a little full.
Yeah, I mean,
come on now.
All right, but listen, I can see it's about to get a little dangerous here. We do gotta end the show. I gotta get up out of here. Anybody got any final words?
I had a damn great time. Good to meet you, Mark. Good to meet you, Marcus. Learned some shit today, man. 100%.
Yeah, very insightful.
Y'all got to come back more often. That's what I'm gonna say.
100%.
We usually start 9 West Coast time, so that's why I was late. I thought I was on time. I was like, oh shit, they're on already.
I know. You know, we do offer pre-recorded. We can pre-record it in the evening. We do that. We do offer that too. Man. Usually it's on a Thursday night, but we can do other nights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just you know what I mean. We're actually the group thread with Danny too. So you know what I mean. This was a long time coming. You know what I mean. We usually periodically pop in. You know, when I met Dennis years ago, I was like, this guy's awesome. I gotta connect with Dennis.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of how we all connected game eventually.
2020.
Yeah. And look, and on my mama, I've been watching you for I don't know how long, even before I met you.
Oh wow!
And I would ask Dennis. I was like, "What's that one guy to say oh my mama all the time?" And we would talk about you. I'm like, we need to have him on the show because I like him. He's hilarious. He was
check this out, Miss Chocolate. So we do our annual Vegas trip, and because we're big fantasy football degenerates, right? So we're doing this big Vegas trip, and and finally. The Guccini was making his debut, right? For everyone that hasn't met him, they're all excited. And then for the other people that were coming out to Vegas that watched the show, they were texting me on the side, is On My Mama gonna be there? I'm like, yo. But it's funny because you're not the only one who refers to him as On My Mama gonna be there?
It's really bad because Ron Thomas, shout out to Ron Thomas, who's Dennis's co-host on Tuesday night. That's what he calls him. I don't even think he knows JD or any other name, Guccini, nobody. He calls him On My Mama. What you got to say on my mama?
Come on now.
Hey, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great to have y'all.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all having
a damn great time. Learn some shit that, you know what I mean, that motherfucker can take, excuse my language, can, apply to his day 100% and start going down these rabbit holes 100%, man. So,
yes. Hey, the truth is out there.
It's okay. It's after 12 noon here. You can cuss now. It's after 12. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's good to have y'all. My final words is, y'all, I've said this before, go to the library. Get you some real data, real information. Stop believing all this crap that people putting on here that's opinion. And in their opinion, like Deborah said, Portland got a high crime rate. The crime rate has gone down more than any major city in the first half of 2025, and she talking about high crime. No, it's not. You gotta get the data, people, so you know what you're talking about. Don't listen to me. Don't even listen to me. Go to the library. Fact check me. That's what you do. Fact check me.
And if it's one thing that I'll take from this for me showing up late to this episode is one thing that's resonating with me tough is, we got to listen to the elders. They got the information. They've been around. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They got the game. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and we got to pay attention to it.
Yes, sir.
Because I will apologize. It's my generation that started it. Apparently, me and all my mama, we're millennials because it's from 1980 and up.
It's okay, but it's not all of you. Some millennials have an old soul. And see, y'all have old souls.
I was raised by y'all.
Yeah, y'all got old souls. And so you're one of the few who still respect your elders. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But according to the sociologists, that's the first generation collectively that does not really honor and respect their elders. That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, my boots was laced by people my age. It was already like that. Me growing up,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Family values.
What's your final words, Dennis?
I want to thank everybody for coming out. Listen, I'm glad to be here. Like I said, I just want us to go out and have a happy holidays this holiday. So, do the best you can to have a happy holiday this
You're
holiday.
worried about your Eagles. That's all it is.
No, I ain't saying nothing about the Eagles. And
You're worried about it.
y'all make sure y'all have fun.
You won't admit it.
I'm not worried about.
You guys
I'm not worried
ain't
about
knocking about the park every week. You buying the nails.
I ain't saying nothing about the Eagles. And like I said, and at the end of the day,
terrible to out.
go fuck it, go Birds.